Hello, this is part 5 of chapter 5 of The Shepherd, the Flock of God Elders Handbook. We'll continue where we left off, page 74, paragraph number 45. If the individual is serving as a ministerial servant, elder, or pioneer, his qualifications should be examined. If the body of elders determines that he no longer qualifies, a report should be submitted to the branch office. Subheading, was the wrongdoer's baptism valid? Number 46. When dealing with wrongdoers, the elders should not raise questions about the validity of the individual's baptism. If the individual raises the issue, the elders may refer him to the February 15th, 2010 Watchtower, page 22. Further information on rebaptism can be found in the February 15th, 1964 Watchtower, pages 123 through 126, and the March 1st, 1960 Watchtower, pages 159 through 160. Rebaptism is a personal matter. Paragraph number 47. At times, a wrongdoer will claim that his baptism is not valid and that he feels he is not accountable to a judicial committee because he secretly engaged in wrongdoing shortly before he was baptized. If the elders had been aware of his serious wrongdoing committed just before baptism, likely they would not have approved him for baptism. However, this does not necessarily mean that he did not make a valid dedication. Some individuals make a dedication long before baptism. Others have made a dedication shortly before. The elders are not in a position to read the heart and know for a certainty how Jehovah viewed the person at the time he was baptized. If the elders learn that a baptized individual secretly engaged in serious wrongdoing while he was an unbaptized publisher, but the wrongdoing ceased before baptism, they should give counsel and encouragement. A judicial committee should not be formed for pre-baptism wrongdoing. Wow. However, if the individual resumed serious wrongdoing after baptism, the elders would generally deal with him on the basis of what he has professed to be, a dedicated and baptized Christian, and would meet with him judicially. Thereafter, if he feels he should be re-baptized, this would be a personal decision. However, a person should not get re-baptized simply because he gains improved understanding or appreciation of the truth or some scriptural doctrine. Paragraph number 48. There are rare occasions when it is obvious that the baptism was invalid because serious wrongdoing did not cease before baptism, even for a brief period of time. For example, it may be that at the time of baptism, the individual was living immorally with a member of the opposite or the same sex, was a member of a non-neutral organization, or something similar. If there are questions, the branch office should be consulted. Subheading, which congregation should handle the matter? Bodies of elders should cooperate if there is a question regarding which congregation should handle a case of wrongdoing. Which congregation has the facts? Which congregation can handle the case most effectively? Jurisdiction should not become an issue. Paragraph 50. If a wrongdoer moves before a case has been concluded, it is usually best for the elders of the original congregation to follow through, if possible, and if distance permits. They are acquainted with the person and his circumstances. If he has moved a great distance away, the brothers of the original congregation should not insist on handling matters if the wrongdoer says he is unable to return to the congregation for the hearing. In such a case, it may be advisable to refer matters to the elders of the congregation where he now lives. There should be good communication between the two bodies. Paragraph 51. If the elders learn that a publisher who is visiting the area or for a short period of time is guilty of wrongdoing, they should promptly report the matter to the elders of the congregation, of his congregation. Next subheading, if wrongdoing involves publishers from different congregations. Paragraph 52. If a member of a congregation confesses to wrongdoing that involves a person in another congregation, the elders should promptly pass along what they know to the elders of the other congregation and allow them time to investigate. Does the other individual admit the wrong? Do their accounts match, or are there significant differences? The judicial committees should communicate freely and operate in obtaining the facts. There are many advantages to interviewing individuals jointly to ascertain what actually occurred and to clarify discrepancies. If a joint hearing is held thereafter, the judicial committee of each congregation will withdraw and handle the case of the person from its own congregation. The judicial committee in one congregation should generally not conclude its case before the elders of the other congregation have fully investigated the situation. Next subheading, unbaptized publishers who engage in serious wrongdoing. Paragraph 53. The elders should promptly handle a case of serious wrongdoing by an unbaptized publisher. While a judicial committee will not be formed, the elders should select 2 elders to meet with him, perhaps the ones who approved him as an unbaptized publisher. They should try to readjust him and to determine whether he continues to qualify. Paragraph 54. The assigned elders may determine to place certain restrictions on the individual for a time, including not commenting at meetings, giving talks on the theocratic ministry school, or sharing in the public ministry. Paragraph 55. If the wrongdoing is widely known or might become widely known later, and the wrongdoer is repentant, the 2 elders should inform the service committee, who will arrange for the following announcement to be made during a service meeting. A matter involving such and such has been handled, and he or she continues to serve as an unbaptized publisher with the congregation. Paragraph 56. There may be reasons for the body of elders to determine that a scriptural talk about the sort of wrongdoing involved should be given to the congregation a few weeks after the announcement. Paragraph 57. If the unbaptized publisher does not respond to the elder's assistance, thus displaying an unrepentant attitude, the 2 elders should inform him that he no longer qualifies as an unbaptized publisher. Or, if he informs the elders that he is no longer desires to be a publisher, they will accept his decision. In either case, the elders will have the following announcement made during the service meeting. Such and such is no longer recognized as an unbaptized publisher. Because of his unrepentant wrongdoing, it would be best for a time not to call on him if he raises his hand to comment at the meetings. So stay tuned for the next part of Chapter 5 of The Shepherd, the Flock of God, Elder's Handbook.